ॐ शुक्लाम्बरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। Namaste. Now we will see the meanings of the namas of Shri Vishnu Sahasranama based on Shri Shankaracharya's Bhashya. We will focus on the verse 36. Now we will look into the verse. Skanda skandadharo dhuryo varado vayuvahanaha Vasudevo Brihadbhanuradidevah Purandaraha. The namas herein are Skandaha, Skandadharaha, Dhurjaha, Varadaha, Vayuvahanaha, Vasudevaha, Brihadbhanuhu, Adidevaha, Purandaraha. There are 9 namas herein. We will see the meaning of each of these one by one. The first nama is Skandaha. Skandatyamrita-rupena gacchati Vayurupena shoshayati va. So the one who goes or flows like the nectar, or the one who dries while flowing like the wind. So the flow of the Paramatman. So we see the one who flows is Skanda. Skandati iti Skandaha. So Skandati can mean that which goes, or Skandati it can mean that which dries up. So that which goes may indicate the beautiful movement or flow of the river which flows. So, and it is Amrita also, it is nectar like. And one can also think of the Nama of the Paramatman. So from the mouth of the devotees, the flow of the Nama of Paramatman also beautifully flows, and that Nama which beautifully emerges from the gloriously singing devotees is an Amrita itself. So Skandati Amrita Rupena Gacchati. So the name of whom flows from the mouth of devotees in a nectar-like manner, or in the form of the river, which is nectar-like, which is an elixir, which is the life giver. So in the form of a river, the flowing river, Paramatma is Skanda. Also, Shoshayati Tiva, the one who dries. By the flowing of the wind dries also. So which indicates the natural function of Vayu, or which points to the fact the flowing entity that naturally dries. That is Vayu, and the Vayurupa form of, or the Vayurupa manifestation, or the manifestation of Paramatma in the form of Vayu that dries. So that is also the meaning of the term Skandaha. The second term is Skandadharaha. Skandam Dharmapatham Dharayatiti Skandadharaha. The one who supports the path of the Dharma. Skanda, Dhara are the two terms. Skanda here has been interpreted by Acharya as Dharmapatha. Skandam Dharmapatham. Dharmapatham Dharayati. The one who supports, or the one who is the substratum of the path of Dharma. Because previously we saw Vrishabhaha or Vrishaha. Paramatman himself is dharma, and hence he is the substratum for the path of dharma and also all the travelers who tread by the path of dharma. Skandadharaha. The third nama is Dhuryaha. Dhuram Vahati. Samasta Bhuta Janmadi Lakshanamiti. The one who carries the burden of birth, etc., of all the beings. So Dhuryaha. Dhuryaha is derived by Acharya as Dhuram Vahati. Iti Dhuryaha. The one who carries burden. Dhuram. Dhuram is weight, burden, or responsibility. Dhuram. Vahati carries. So the one who carries the weight, burden, or the responsibility is Dhuryaha. So what is the responsibility that the Paramatman carries and carries out well? Samasta Bhuta Janmadi Lakshanamiti. Samasta of the entire Bhutas, beings. So for the entire beings, he is responsible of Janmadi, their Janma, birth, their Sthiti, and also their Laya. So Lakshanam. So his responsibility is characterized. So Lakshana, his responsibility or his burden is characterized by the birth, etc., of all the beings, in the sense that he is the one who carries the weight or the responsibility of birth, survival, and finally the moksha or the laya of all the beings and also the entire creation. So Dhuryaha. Varadaha is the fourth term. There are a few interpretations to this term. Abhimatan varan dadatiti, the one who grants the desired boons. So vara the dadati, the one who gives. Vara vara is boons. So abhimata vara, the boons that are desired. So each and every devotee may have various desires, various boons that everyone would want. The devotee of the Bhagavan, he may be an artha or suffering from an ailment, or artharthi would be in want of some material boon. So all that is granted to the devotees, the one who grants it, Varada. So Varadaha, that's one interpretation. And the second interpretation is Varam Gam Dakshinam Dadati Yajamana Rupeneti Va. The one who gives cows as the Yajamana. So in the performance of any yajna, Yajamana is the one who gives away various gifts. So as an as the performer of a yajna, as an Yajamana, it is the Bhagavan himself who grants various gifts, and the two Vara specifically here in the context of yajna is Gauhu or the cow. So the Yajamana or the giver who gives cow as a gift to others himself is Narayana Swarupa. So Varada here refers to the Yajamana who gives cows. So Vara means cow, Varada means the one who gives the cow. So where is the cow given? So in yajna and also in other contexts also, the go dakshina or godana is given. So whoever gives that godana, that yajamana himself is none other than Lord Narayana. Hence Varadaha. Because in the Vedas, Acharya quotes Gaur Vai Varaha. The term Vara itself means Gauhu or cow. So whoever gives the cow to others as a gift, he is Varada and he is Narayana himself. So these are the two interpretations to the term Varada. The fifth term is Vayu Vahanaha. Maruta Sapta Avahadin Vahayatiti. The one who makes the 7 types of winds beginning from Avaha to flow. So Vayu, Vahana, two components. So Vahana means Vahayatiti Vahanaha, the one who makes them flow. Whom does the Bhagavan inspire to flow? Vayu, Marut. So there are 7 types of Maruts that are present in the entire cosmos. So Paramatman is the one who makes all the 7 types of winds to flow in their respective domains. So Bhishasmad Vatah Pavate is a famous quotation from the Taittiriya Upanishad, where the Paramatman is out of the fear of Paramatman, the wind flows. Now, one may have a question as to what are the 7 types of winds that flow in the cosmos. And a survey of the Puranic literature, we see that there is Avaha, Pravaha, Anuvaha, Samvaha, Vivaha, Paravaha, and Parivaha. So Avaha refers to the wind or the Vayu that flows in between the earth and the clouds. And Pravaha is that type of wind that flows in between the clouds and the sun. And Anuvaha is the kind of wind that flows in between the sun and the moon. Samvaha is the wind that flows in between the moon and the stars. Vivaha is the wind that flows in between the stars and the planets, the grahas, the nakshatras and the grahas. And Paravaha is the wind that flows in between the grahas, the planets, and also the Sapta Rishis, the 7 sages, which we may call in the current terminology as the Ursa Minor. And Parivaha is the wind that flows in between the Sapta Rishis and the Dhruva Nakshatra. So these are the 7 types of winds that flow and sustain the universe, and these are made to flow by the injunction or by the inspiration of the Paramatman, and hence he is Vayu Vahanaha, the one who makes the winds of all these 7 types to flow and perform their responsibility. The next term is Vasudevaha. Vasati, Vasayati, Achadayati, Sarvamiti va Vasuhu. Divyati, Kridate, Vijigishate, Vyavaharati, Dyotate, Stuyate, Gachati iti va Devaha. Vasushchasau Devascha Vasudevaha. So, the one who lives in, the one who makes live, the one who covers everything is Vasu. And Divyati, which means the one who plays, the one who desires to win, the one who transacts, the one who shines, the one who is praised, and the one who goes is Deva. So Vasu and Deva is Vasudeva. So there are 2 components in the term Vasudeva. So Vasu and Deva. Each of these terms have multiplicity or multiple meanings. So Vasu refers to the Bhagavan who lives. Vasati iti Vasuhu, the one who lives, or the one who only lives, and all others are nothing but his manifestation alone. Or Vasayati iti Vasuhu, the one who makes others live. Previously we saw Pranayati iti pranaha, the one who endows each and every creature being with prana and hence makes them live. Vasayati. Achadayati, the one who covers. Previously we saw that with his maya, the Paramatman covers everyone and makes them undergo the worldly experiences. So achadayati sarvam iti va vasuhu. So that is the first term, first component of Vasudeva, which have multiple meanings. So the divine, the divinity or the different leelas of the Paramatman is indicated by the first component. Again, another set of the glories of Paramatman or activities of Paramatman that manifest in the universe in very different ways is presented. So Divyati iti Devaha. So the Deva term is derived from Divyati. So Divyati has so many meanings. Divyati means Kridate, means the one who plays. So all play that is happening is nothing but the Leela of Paramatman. Vijigishate means the one who desires to win. So the desire to win that is there in each and every heart, so that is also the Paramatman. Vyavaharati means the one who transacts. Every transaction that happens in the universe is nothing but Paramatman. Dyotate, the one who shines forth. The sun, the moon, the stars, the fire, everything that shines forth is nothing but Paramatman. Stuyate, the one who is glorified or the one who is praised by so many shlokas and stotras, verses and mantras, he is Paramatman. And Gachati means the one who moves about, the wind that moves, the water that flows, everything is nothing but Paramatman, and all that is comprised or indicated by the term Devaha. So the sum total of all the meanings of Vasu and Deva is Vasudeva, which indicates in essence that all the activities, all the beings and all the manifestations and each and every pulsation and vibration is nothing but Paramatman. So much of a depth can be brought about by one single term Vasudeva that captures the baffling activities that go on in the universe and the variety of creation that is there in the universe, and they are all presented as those that emerge from the Paramatman and Paramatman alone. To this end, the various manifestation of Paramatman is indicated in the Mahabharata also. Chadayami jagat sarvam bhutva surya ivam shubhihi sarvabhuta nivasascha vasudevas tatasmritah. So I shine forth as sun, etc. And I also live in all the entities and so on and so forth. So various manifestation and various activities are all nothing but emerging from the same source, that is Paramatman. So that grand greatness of Paramatman being present in each and every activity is conveyed by the term Vasudeva. The seventh term is Brihadbhanuhu. Brihanto Bhanavo Yasya Chandrasuryadigaminaha Taihi Vishwam Bhasayati Yaha Saha Brihadbhanuhu Uchyate. The one to whom belong the great rays that go to the sun and the moon, the one who makes the world shine with those rays. So the term here is Brihad Bhanu. It has two components, Brihat and Bhanu. Bhanu refers to the rays. Brihat is the big, wide or great. So the great rays. So the great rays, they emerge from the Paramatman and they go to the sun and the moon. Previously also, the various Upanishad quotations that we have seen indicate that Tameva bhantam anubhati sarvam. The real source of light is the Paramatman, from which even the sun, moon, etc. they derive their light. So that is indicated here. The sun and the moon, they attain the great rays of existence from the Paramatman. And so those great rays of light, they travel from the Paramatman, or from the Paramatman the sun and the moon, they achieve or attain, acquire the great rays, and through those great rays of light granted to the sun and the moon, the Paramatman makes the entire universe illuminated. So the one who illuminates the entire universe through his great rays is Paramatman. Great rays of light is Paramatman Brihadbhanuhu. The eighth term is Adidevaha. Adihi Karanam. Sachasau Devascheti. Dyotanadi Gunavan Devaha. Adi is cause. The one who is endowed with virtue of shining, etc., is Deva. Adi and Deva together is Adi Deva. So as we see in the explanation itself, it has been shown by Acharya that Adi Deva comprises of two terms, Adi and Deva. And Adi refers to Karanam. Adi means Karanam, the cause. And Deva is shining. So the entity that is endowed with virtues like shining or glow, illumination, knowledge, and power, etc. So that is the meaning of Deva. So the glorious shining cause of this universe is Adi Deva. So Paramatman is presented as the root cause of the universe. But the root cause is not that which is just a matter, which is inert matter, but the root cause or the source of the universe is Paramatman, who is a shining source of this universe, the shining consciousness. That is the Paramatman, who is denoted by the term Adidevaha. The next term is Purandaraha. Surashatrunam Puranam Dharanat. The one who tears apart the cities of the demons. So Purandara, Dara means the one who tears apart. Darayati. So the one who tears apart. What does he tear apart? Puram. Puram, the cities or the dwelling places. Dwelling places of whom? Surashatrunam, of the Rakshasas, Asuras, the demons. So the one who tears apart or devastates the negative forces like Rakshasas in various avatars. We see in the Ramavatara, the entire Lanka, which is the dwelling place of the demons, the negative forces, they are destroyed. So only to protect the positive forces, the negativities are destroyed. So in that sense, Paramatman is declared, glorified, or termed as Purandaraha. So with these 9 namas in the 36th verse, we have thus far seen 335 namas. Om Tat Sat Shri Krishnarpanamastu.